You heard of Jackie Robinson, the first black player in Major League Baseball, and maybe you've also heard of Art Williams, another pioneering figure in professional sports. A year ago, I'm Robert Price, told his story right here on 17 News. And well, now someone else is telling Art Williams' story, and who better to tell that story than again in another from his occasional series on the people and places of this place where we live. Here's 17's Robert Price.
And now, a baseball story, or a story about a baseball story. Actually, a story about a story about a story about a baseball umpire named Art Williams.
Williams was the first black umpire in Major League Baseball's National League, a pioneer whose career was cut short, far too short. Many of you watched our story about the triumph and tragedy of this Bakersfield-bred athlete, which aired in February 2021. So did documentary filmmaker Ed Bartell of Atlanta, who was in Bakersfield in mid-January to tell Williams' story again in greater detail.
I hope that this piece sheds light on someone who, really contributed and opened the door for many African Americans and just people in general who have a dream and they want to pursue it and they don't let anything stop them.
It was here at Bakersfield Samlin Ballpark almost 70 years ago that Art Williams laid the foundation for what would be a history-making career, not as a baseball player, but as a member of that third team on the field. In 1971, Major League Baseball had one African-American umpire, Emmett Ashford, who had worked in the American League since 1966. In 1972, starting on September 18th, it had two. That's the day Art Williams, born in Arkansas, raised in Bakersfield, took the big step from the AAA International League to the Bigs. And from that day until the end of the 1977 season, Art Williams had the honor and the burden of being the NL's only black umpire. He hadn't set out to be an umpire. He started out a hard-throwing right-handed pitcher for the minor league Bakersfield Indians, and in 1953 became the first black player drafted by the Detroit Tigers. But he suffered an elbow injury and had to quit after 3 years. But then in 1968, an umpire friend convinced him to give umpiring a try. He went to Major League Baseball's umpiring school in Florida and was hired. It all came to an end for Williams after the 1977 season. Major League Baseball declined to renew his contract for reasons never completely clear. Williams suspected a one black umpire quota system, and a new black umpire was slated to move up to the majors the following year. Williams returned to Bakersfield and took a job driving a bus. The following year, he started having headaches and seizures, and it turned out he had developed a tumor on his pituitary gland. He did not survive the brain surgery. He was just 44. Bartell, the documentary filmmaker, was transfixed by the Art Williams story, and he met up in mid-January with the late umpire's brother to tell that story. Audie Williams is pleased to have the opportunity to tell his brother's story in greater detail.
I knew Art would be very pleased, and it's something that makes me feel warm and appreciative, Even my kids, they would tell me, Dad, that's history. That was my uncle.
The title of Bartell's documentary, Unbelievable, the Art Williams story. His ambitious target release date, February.
Bakersfield has always celebrated its heroes, Buck Owens and Merle Haggard and Frank Gifford. Here's one more hero that we've not paid attention to for many years, and it's about time. At Samlin Ballpark, Robert Price, 17 News.